We saw more cancellations this week, but some cruise lines are also announcing new itineraries. Those stories and more next on the Cruise News Week in Review. Welcome to the Cruise World. I'm Mark, and you've come to the right place to get caught up on this week's latest cruise news. Now, our analytics showed that only about 20% of our viewers are subscribed to the channel. So if you enjoy the news updates as well as ship tours, vlogs, and other cruise-related content, please consider hitting that subscribe button with the notification bell on. And don't forget to comment on our question of the week. I'll be asking that after the news. What do you call a cruise line that still hasn't done their inaugural voyage? Virgin. And now their first time has been pushed back even further. Virgin Voyages announced this week that they have canceled sailings on the Scarlet Lady through June. Effective passengers have a couple of options, and honestly, they're some of the best in the business. Guests can choose between a 200% future cruise credit or take a full refund and still receive a future cruise credit worth 25% of their paid fare. They can use that on any future sailing. It would be an understatement to say Virgin Voyages has had a rough start, but it looks like they're willing to go above and beyond to keep the customers that they already have booked with the company. Due to CDC regulations, MSC has canceled all sailings here in the U.S. through the end of May, but the MSC Grandiosa has been welcoming passengers on board since August of last year. And starting on May 1st, the MSC Seaside will be joining her in the Mediterranean for a brand new 7-day itinerary featuring 2 new ports of call, Syracuse in Sicily and Taranto in Puglia. The Grandiosa and Seaside sailings are currently available to Schengen countries, as well as Bulgaria, Croatia, and Romania. Royal Caribbean's newest ship, Odyssey of the Seas, left Meyer Wharf last Saturday en route to the North Sea, where it'll be doing its sea trials. And we now know that after that, she'll be sailing from Haifa, Israel this summer, offering a combination of 3 to 7 night cruises to the Greek Isles and Cyprus. President and CEO of Royal Caribbean International, Michael Bailey, said, "Sailing from Israel is an opportunity we have had our sights on for quite some time. We greatly appreciate the government of Israel for their collaboration and confidence in us to deliver memorable cruise experiences to their residents, and look forward to delivering on that promise aboard our newest ship, the first Green Island at sea." The residents of Israel will become the first passengers to cruise on the Odyssey during its inaugural season. And Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says it's all possible thanks to an effective nationwide vaccination program. All crew and guests over the age of 16 on board the Odyssey must be vaccinated. And Royal Caribbean Group Chairman and CEO Richard Fain released a video this week where he talked about the frustrations and disappointment we've all experienced this past year. But he remarked that these are the most hopeful days we've had in a long time. And he compared the course of the pandemic to eating dinner.
I don't know about you, but I don't think about dessert before I go out to dinner. But once I've finished my entree, I can't wait for the dessert. I think we're entering that kind of a period now with respect to the virus as well.
Fain also said he doesn't know if passengers in the U.S. will be required to be vaccinated like those in Israel, but he reminded us that cruising has already restarted. The Odyssey of the Seas will be the company's 5th ship operating around the world, and he thinks that cruising is going to ramp up nicely. I've put a link to the video down in the description, but I just wanted to mention one more thing that he said, and that is that he is under no illusions that there will be coronavirus cases cropping up on the ships, just as there will be cases on land. Now, I've said the same thing right here on this channel numerous times. People are getting the virus everywhere, but we are much better prepared for it than we were a year ago. When you think of Texas, you think big, right? And Royal Caribbean has announced that it's bringing one of the world's biggest cruise ships to Galveston in the fall of 2022. Construction on Royal's new terminal there is set to begin in April and is designed specifically for their Oasis-class ships. The 5,400-passenger Allure will operate 7-night Western Caribbean itineraries that include numerous different destinations, including Royal Caribbean's own private island, Perfect Day at Coco Cay. Some good and bad news for UK cruisers this week, as P&O Cruises has decided to cancel sailings on the Arcadia, Aurora, Azura, and Ventura through August, and on the Britannia and Iona through September. But the company does plan to cruise this summer, and they'll be announcing new summer sailings from P&O's home port in Southampton that will sail around UK coastal waters. P&O Cruises President Paul Ludlow said, Whilst holidays here in the UK will be the first to become a reality, we will, of course, gradually see the return of international travel. But first, we want guests to be able to enjoy a proper summer holiday at sea with the best in relaxation, entertainment, and dining choice. The new summer sailings are expected to go on sale later this month. Well, we're fresh off earnings announcements by the big three, and with nearly their entire fleet sitting idle, Carnival Corporation, Royal Caribbean Group, and Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings continue to bleed cash. In the fourth quarter of 2020, Carnival burned through $500 million a month and expects that number to be around $600 million in the first quarter of this year. Royal Caribbean expects to burn an average of $250 to $290 million per month, while NCL expects a number around $190 million. But despite the loads of cash the companies are burning through, the cruise stocks had a great start to the week before falling off on Friday. And the fall was enough to put all three in the red for the week, with Royal Caribbean taking the biggest hit, dropping to $86.55 a share, down 7.2%. Carnival Corporation finished at $26.08 for a 2.5% loss, and Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings also fell 2.5% to close the week at $28.82 a share. As we have mentioned over and over on these news programs, major cruise lines are operating safely around the globe, and that brings us to the question of the week. Do you think that the CDC should allow cruise companies to start sailing test cruises from the United States right now? If you want to know my opinion on the matter, you can check out this video right here. But what's yours? And it's okay if we disagree, because we can all agree on one thing. Life is short, and cruising is fun. We'll see you next week.